Welcome all of you. Welcome all of you today to this particular webinar. Welcome all of you to the new year 2022. Welcome to a new year, and inshallah, hopefully, as we will move ahead in life today, in this webinar, we will try and explore how to welcome the new you. We are going to talk about who you are, who am I today? And we are going to talk about how to distinguish, how to differentiate, how to know that the one that I know is me, or I need to do some work to find out who really I am. Thank you for being here. Thank you for making the choice. We have a good gathering today. We got a very good, overwhelming response. Thanks partly to people who were with me in the journey for the last 6 months. And they made efforts, took time to tell their friends and family that even if you can't do the whole journey together with Amin, be here for at least an hour, see if it makes sense to you, see if it gives you some value, see if it brings about some kind of shift in your life, in your being, if it allows you to achieve some of your small goals, maybe bigger goals, maybe dreams. Be there. The most risk you are taking today is spending your 1 hour, which may, according to you, may not be an investment, but I assure you, it will be an investment. So take the risk of 1 hour. You have been taking risks a lot in your life. You have succeeded, you have failed. If need be, fail one more time for 1 hour. But who knows if you are meant to receive something in this particular webinar, not from Amin, but from the universe. Not from the group, but from the universe, then who knows, your life will change for not just better, but change exponentially, as what Amin keeps promising when he conducts this webinar. So thank you all for taking that effort to inviting your friends and family. In the end, I'll give you an opportunity also to share if you feel like sharing about what you got out of the program. But today I'm starting a new series in the year 2022. And then the topic today is, how can we silence our inner critic? So we are going to understand who we are to begin with. We will try and understand that the person talking to us is the real us, or is it not the real me talking to me? What is the issue in life? And then chances are the issue in life is that because we do not know that we are listening to the little voice that is a critical voice, or are we listening to our gut, our intuition, the real self? Because as I have learned in my life, from whatever studies I have done so far, is that only those people become great who end up listening to their gut, who end up listening to their intuition, who end up listening to their self. Most people do not even know that there are two people talking inside you. One that is your inner critical voice that talks to you, and the other one, the self, which does not talk to you because that particular critical voice is too loud. He is huge. He is so big and so loud that your real self is not capable of talking to. And then to that extent, we end up struggling in life. To that extent, we end up chasing the wrong goals in our life. To that extent, we do become successful, but we are probably not fulfilled at the end of the day. To that extent, we are not sure whether what options I'm choosing in my life, what career I'm choosing in my life, what relationships I'm choosing in my life, what kind of health that I am looking forward to in my life. We end up choosing not our goals, but the goals of the neighbor. We end up choosing something that we think the society is asking of us. We end up choosing something that we think our peers are asking of us, our parents are asking, our culture is asking. And to that extent, most human beings get waylaid. Inshallah, my attempt today will be to give you as much as possible in that hour that we have. You are here, let me tell you, even if you are here for only 1 hour and you may not be with me in the longer journey that I'll undertake next week, I promise you one thing, you are here because you are meant to be here. Not only people who are here for the first time, but even people who have been with me and are again here, I'm telling you, you are here because you are meant to be here. And then before I go ahead, I just want to introduce myself and tell you that I am Amin Virani. I have been in the field for the last 25 years. I was a big skeptic, as some of you might be today also. Let's listen to Amin and then see whether it makes sense or not. This kind of mumbo jumbo motivational thing, it is only there for the people who are weak, who are hurt, who are very sensitive. And people like Amin Virani will talk sense to only those people. To me, I don't really think anything can change in my life just because I listen to Amin for 1 hour or be with him even for a longer journey. I was a big skeptic like you, such a big skeptic that I did not believe at all. I did not believe because I knew a couple of things, and I think you also know about this. Number one, that I knew was that I cannot change myself. I knew that. Not just that, I also knew that I can't change people because I look at my wife and she remains the same. After 25, 30 years of marriage, she's the same. I look at myself and I find myself doing the same old pattern, repeating over and over again, expecting different results. I didn't know that was the definition of insanity. But yes, I could see that I'm an insane person and I'm being the same person all the time and I can't change. And I can't change my wife or my children or my parents or the world around me. So then is that 3 day of talk that I attended, one of those sessions that I attended, which was first 3 days, I did not believe at all. But I want to let you know one thing, not because I want you to be with me in this journey, but to those people who are willing to listen today, submit for an hour at least today, come from the place which is my very golden rule, that whatever I will say today and also in future, I do not want you to agree with me because I'm dead against agreeing. I'm telling you, I'm dead against agreeing. And you might just say, oh, then I mean, why are you talking to us? And I'm telling you that please do not be here to agree with me. Challenge me. Why? Because I'm going to invite you to challenge yourself. So how can I invite you to challenge yourself and your thoughts and your feelings and your emotions and your beliefs and expect you to agree with me? Because the moment we agree, we die. We die when we agree. It is only in exploration that when we say, I am not going to agree, that you begin to move into the world of unknown, a place where you and I have a fear to move into. But the only request I have today and in future also will be, you cannot even disagree with me. We are here neither to agree nor to disagree. Why am I saying this? I'm making some very, very big statements here. And I'm sorry about that if I cannot explain to you more about each of those sentences that I make. But I want you to reflect upon what I'm saying is that we are here neither to agree nor to disagree. We are here because we are going to listen. Listen with an open mind, which we have forgotten how to listen. We are not listening to ourselves at all. We are most of the time listening to our inner critic. He tells us, Amin, don't do this. So Amin doesn't do that. Do this, and Amin does that. And he's not supposed to do that, but he'll do that. Why? Because the pleasure is attracting him there. Don't do this. Why not do this? Because it will bring about pain. Oh, so okay, my life is run by the pleasure and the pain. So how do I know what am I supposed to do in my life? Is what I'm going to talk about today, is to first of all distinguish that you have an inner voice, which is a critical voice, and an inner voice, which is your intuition. You are struggling, I know. I am struggling in my life to find out what is my meaning in life. What is my purpose in life? Where will I get satisfaction, fulfillment, happiness, and love is what you and I are struggling with. But what we get into is the critical voice telling us, be safe. Don't get wrong. Don't one more time attempt, because now you are scared that you will get the pain for the same thing that you did last time. So don't repeat that mistake. And in the process, people say, jala hua दूध छाछ भी फूक कर पीता है. We can't even now have milk because it is milk, because we have had chance, which is buttermilk. And because we are burnt once in the life, we have fallen down. So now we do not have the courage to once again get up at times. I have said this example earlier also, that this particular gentleman sitting on the shore with his master, a Zen master, and he ends up asking a question, Master, will I die if I'll fall into the water? Suddenly, from nowhere, he gets this question in his head, and he's asking the master, Master, will I die if I fall into the water? And the master, being a Zen master, said, no. He knew there was a question behind the question. He knew he's not asking a straightforward question. You and I, don't ask straight questions. We always go round and round and round. How do I solve this problem? My friend has this problem. And your friend doesn't have the problem. You have that problem. But say, no, I don't have the guts and the courage to say in front of 200 people, 300 people who are sitting here. But by the way, I'll give you an opportunity to listen to some of the graduates of my program in the end, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and they will tell you that they had the fear of speaking in front of the group. Just the fear of speaking in front of the group. Today, they are capable of talking about their most vulnerable aspect of their life without worrying about what these 299 people will think of me. You see, we have moved a long way, and we have gotten out of the fear of what people will think, because that particular fear has stopped me and put limitation to me in my life. And I realized one thing, that I have to deal with this fear here and now. And one of the opportunities is right now is to speak up right now about who I am, really who I am, without the mask. Be vulnerable, be authentic. Let people know who I am, because I do not want to live two lives now anymore. But this is a big question I'm putting forward before you. So don't worry about that. But if you get an opportunity to speak today also, even just to introduce yourself, you would have broken a barrier. And I will invite you to do that. I may not ask all 300 people to talk today, but even if one person has to do that, who's meant to speak today, let that person speak, and then break the barrier and start the life from now itself. There's a book called How to Begin. Later on, I'll let you know if I get a chance, but a brilliant book about how to begin in life. Our problem is we can't begin in life. And then in the cover itself, it says that you have started reading my book right from the cover page itself, How to Begin. And then we'll talk about it later. So I'm Amin Virani. I'm in this particular work for the last 25 years. I only know one thing. I get very, very inspired when I'm with all of you. I'm very inspired when I become vulnerable. I'm very inspired when I share something out of my life. I get very inspired when I share with you that which principles have worked in my life and which have not worked in my life. Why today am I feeling relaxed and peaceful and even joy? Simply because I'm in this work, because I'm touching human beings. And then hopefully you also have your own meanings and purpose in life. And I want you to explore that and then be with that meaning and purpose, because we only have one life. And as somebody said, right, that we all are unique, but we die photocopies. We are unique, but we die photocopies. We do not remain original. It's not our fault. Between the age of 0 and 7, we were just getting influenced by society, by culture, by parents. I was reading something today, and in a very powerful statement was, the one of the biggest burden children have is to live the parents' unlived life. One of the biggest burdens of a child is to live the unlived life of their parents. Very, very deep sentence. Someday we need to explore that. But all of us are controlled by the past. There is an unlived life of our parents, which we are trying to live. And we get tired of it. So we just repeat what they have lived. We do not live the unlived part of their life. And then therefore we don't explore the unknown. We do not really take risks in life. There is not enough pain inside us. There is only fear inside us, probably. And then therefore you and I do not have time to spend an hour like this. We would rather watch TV. But watching TV, creating a distraction in life, is basically our way of running away from life. So How to Begin, that book talks about all of that. And then I've read somewhere else also, which I'll pass it on to you. A brilliant, brilliant interview. Some people who are interested, I'll forward it to you all. I just loved it. Today morning I was reading. I wanted to prepare myself, but I couldn't come out of that interview. that I was listening to. So my skeptic person inside me, who was not willing to listen to anybody, because I've got my pride. I am educated. I am a master's degree person from University of London. What are you going to teach me? Whatever is there, I know already. So I never believed that there is a domain called I know and the domain called of I do not know. And there's a third domain. The first domain is I know. You and I live from there. But I was told you live only 5% if you come from I know. And then if you want to live another 10% of your life, then come from the area of I do not know. And I know most of you are humble enough to be here in this webinar today. And therefore you are saying, yes, I mean, there are some things that I do not know. I would like to learn in this particular webinar today. But when I came to know that 90%, 85% of my universe, 85% of my life, 85% of the learning that I'm supposed to acquire falls in the domain of I do not know that I do not know. I do not know that I do. It is an unknown area. This is a blind spot which you and I have not explored. And inshallah, what happens in this journey that I take with some people at the end of this particular webinar is that you and I get an opportunity to start asking the question, what is it that I do not know, that I do not know, where I need to tread, move into, go for my dream. What is my dream? What is my purpose? What is my meaning? Life is going to demand out of you. You and I have avoided it so far in our lives, but now we'll have to accept that life is growth centric. But our mind and our ego is safe centric. It tries to keep us safe. I'm inviting you, let's take the step of at least accepting that life is growth centric, and I will only be happy if I will keep growing in my life. This example I keep giving, by the way, that master answers the question to the disciple and says, hey, my son, you will not die if you will fall into the water. Master, will I die if I'll fall into the water? Master says, no, you will not die if you fall into the water. You will die if you will not come out of the water. When will you die? When you will not come out of the water. Listen, all of us have problems. All of us have challenges. All of us fall into the water. Most of us will now stop falling into the water for fear that what if I drown? But life is growth centric. It will ask you to get into the water, whether you like it or not. Helen Keller said that you cannot avoid risk, because you will probably have the same kind of challenges coming in your life when you do not take the risk as when you take the risk. So what will happen is we think, oh, I won't get caught just because I'm not taking the risk. And then Helen Keller said, no, you will also get caught. And then the biggest risk in life is to take no risks. Biggest risk in life is to take no risks. So now we are invited here to take a risk because we will get caught in any way. Now, all we need is the preparation, the building of the muscle, such that when you fall into the water, you are able to get out of the water. And I said, these particular motivational things, I don't think will help me get out of the water. If, let's say, I have got a map in my hand, and if I were to give you the example of Canada or India, let's say my map says that I am supposed to go from one point to the other, and I'm supposed to go on the MG Road, which is in Bombay, Mahatma Gandhi Road. And unfortunately, while I am in Bombay, I have got the map of Bangalore in my hand. And in Bangalore also there is MG Road, Mahatma Gandhi Road. So now I pick up that map and then start walking on that MG Road. Do you think I'll reach my destination? No, I won't reach my destination because the map is the wrong map in my hand. I did not ask, is it Bombay or Bangalore map? Now, when I will say, oh, I'm struggling, I'm not successful in my life, I'm not happy, people will come and tell me, Amin, work hard, you will get it. Okay, let me work hard, let me walk faster. Yes, run if you have, okay, let me run. Do you think I'll reach my destination? No. In fact, working harder and running faster will take me away from my destination just because the motivational guy tells me, run. The question here is, ask yourself, have I got the right map in my hand? And therefore I said, motivations will not really work for me. Then I came across this particular conversation, which said that yes, psychological Analysis helps. Psychoanalysis helps. Psychotherapy helps. But Einstein said you cannot solve the problem at the same level at which it got created. If your problem is of your mind, your inner critic that is talking to you and then taking you away, making you procrastinate, making you sabotage your ability. If it is putting you down most of the time, telling you that no, you can't achieve it, then the question is, should we take the help of the mind or can we go beyond? And I'm telling you, I promise you, if I can get you with me, with a commitment, I promise you, you will see what I'm saying today, that it said, let's stop working on the mind because you cannot solve the problem at the same level at which it got created. It has worked. It is a very lengthy process. Psychology, psychoanalysis, psychotherapy, very lengthy process. There is a more immediate way to get into what you want to get into, and that is called the ontological dimension, the dimension of the being. So today we are talking about the mind, but we are saying, is it possible to start connecting at the level of being? Now, what is a being? Again, to make it very short, the consciousness. Being that is not tangible. Being that you cannot touch, but it is there. You know why you know it is there? It is there because you are alive. You can see, yes, Amin is there. Regardless of you saying these thoughts are my thoughts and not me, and my feelings are my feelings are not me, fine. You take them away, but I will still know that I am. And because you know that you are, it means you are having a being, a consciousness. That is what needs to be worked upon. But how do we work on consciousness when it is not tangible? How can you do research on it? And in this particular conversation will help you get to the core of this issue of how do you, instead of convincing people, is it possible to enroll people? There are problems in the traditional positive thinking therapy. There are limitations in that. People don't listen because we try to convince each other. Convincing doesn't help because I'm telling you, I am superior, you are inferior. I know, you do not know. I am good, you are not good, is the notion coming out of convincing. So you will find your wife will not listen to you, your husband will not listen to you, your children will not listen to you. So there is a way, an approach, whereby first of all, we get those particular principles in our life and apply it in such a way that first of all, we get mastery, self-mastery about ourselves. Once we have our self-mastery, first of all, the pain and the suffering will reduce. If it will not go away completely, it will reduce because of the kind of principles that I'll be talking about in future also. Some of my colleagues here know what we have talked about. It will reduce the pain and the suffering. It will help you to take the responsibility. You will not worry about having techniques in life. Step by step, 10 steps to achieve happiness in life. I will not talk about that. We are not into techniques. We are into self-responsibility, and we will take on life from there. And we will take this conversation in a manner that first of all, we will understand, am I responsible? Am I responsible for everything? Am I responsible even for others who have created this problem in my life? We will start with those questions in our journey. And I'm telling you, I will not try to convince you. You will get it. You will get it because you don't have to get it at the level of mind. The being has to communicate to the being. Consciousness has to touch the consciousness. And inshallah, hopefully, a shift will occur in your life. So having introduced who I am and the kind of work that I'm into and the kind of technology that I'm talking about, let's come back to the topic called how do we silence our inner critic? By the way, before I move ahead, and thank you, there are some people who have joined late here, about 325 people I see. Please be with me for the next 45 minutes or so. And then please give your full attention and concentration because we've got very limited time. I want to communicate as much as I can in this particular time, since you're here. And if you have a pen and paper, make some notes on some of the sentences that I will say or some of the members will here share, and then see if you can pick up those insights, those nuggets of wisdom that probably we will communicate with each other today. Make note of it and reflect upon it as we go along. Is there anything that anyone would like to say right now at this point in time? Very quick comment, very quick question before I move into the topic altogether. Anybody? One of the things in life that is required of all of us is to always make sure that we are complete. Where does our peace and joy and happiness and satisfaction come from? When are we able to become really free? When are we able to be in the present? Only and only when we are complete. So if at this point in time, let's say if there is a thought going on in your mind swirling, and you are saying, I need to understand this, I need to ask this, you know what will happen? If you will not ask, or if you will not say it, if not to me, to somebody as your partner, then it will keep intruding, it will keep coming in your way, and it will not allow you to listen to me. So my suggestion to you is that take this whole principle of completion. Let's have completion every moment of our life and bring whatever is inside us, which is unsaid, into the domain of said. Once you bring it out, what you will find is you will create a clearing in yourself, a clearing in your mind, and then the new thoughts will come. Unless and until we complete ourselves, the new thoughts can't come in. Unless and until we complete ourselves, that inner critical voice will keep talking to us. But the moment you complete yourself, you are giving an opportunity, a chance to your real self, the intuition, to come out and then talk to you like a fish comes out occasionally from the water. It comes out, takes a breath, and goes back in. It comes out very occasionally, but it comes out just to take the breath. You and I need to come out like this. Take the breath. Get out of the inner voice. Yes, somebody is making requests. I'll answer those requests a little later. I'm inviting you to share and then express whatever you feel like. So is there something that is there bugging in your head right now you want to clear off and ask me or whatever? Or are you all comfortable and relaxed? Anybody? And by the way, you can raise your hand. Murtaza and Farooq Ali would like to say something. Please go ahead. And I hope they'll say some good things. Please, Murtaza, go ahead. Is Murtaza there? No? You will need to unmute yourself, Murtaza and Farooq. Any one of you. Would you like to say something? Are you there? Maybe they've gone after raising their hand. No worries. Anybody else would like to say anything before I carry on? Norman? Yeah, go ahead, please.
Sir, please tell us about how to control thoughts. I'm really concerned with this thing that I even can't control this. Some thoughts come into my mind. So please talk about this, some techniques that we should work on that. And thank you.
Beautiful. The question here is, how do I control my past? Or thoughts? Is it the thoughts? Control my thoughts?
Thoughts.
Beautiful. How do I control my thoughts? Excellent. I will give you some techniques. I'll give you some steps. Though I think that the way to deal with the thoughts is to make sure that you are free of the thoughts. You do not need to control the thoughts. You need to be free of the thoughts. Why I'm saying that you don't use the technique of controlling the thoughts? It is because you are not thinking. Because you are not thinking. If you are thinking, then you could control your thoughts. It is the identity, that voice, little voice inside you that is thinking. You are not thinking. 99% of the time, it is not your thought. So you cannot control something that is not in your control. That is something that you are not doing. But we can definitely figure out how to become free of that thought. But the first step is not to try to control the thought. First step is not to try to control the thought. The whole idea here is, and I want to make this point, which my people know already very well, is that, and I'm sure you will agree with me, there is this universal principle which says that whatever you will try to stop, it will come back with a bigger force. Whatever you will resist will persist. Whatever you are trying to avoid will continue in your life. And therefore, I'm saying we will not go for change. We will go for transformation. We will not go for change. We will go for transformation. Because when you are saying, I want to change myself, I want to change others. I want to change the world. You are saying something is wrong with me. Something is wrong with others. And then something that I do not like. And once you do not like something, what it means? It means you will resist. My wife has a big problem with my younger brother. Now, I do not want to get in this kind of conversation right at the start, because you will not understand. You'll say, what Amin is talking about his personal life. But I can't help it. You know, when the thoughts come to me to let you, to make you understand what I'm saying, I have to give you an example from my life. So my wife has a big, big problem with my small brother, younger brother. Now, she is having a love-hate relationship with him. And probably he also has a love-hate relationship with her. I promise you one thing, she loves him wholeheartedly. And my younger brother loves her wholeheartedly. But I am telling you, every single time they interact, oh, there is fireworks. Oh my goodness, I can't believe. Every single statement that he makes, she blasts. How can he say this to me? Or every time she says something to him and he says, I don't agree. And I'm telling you, I have a tough time keeping myself quiet because I love my brother, I love my wife. And you know what is worse? I know both of them are right. So when my wife disagrees, I agree she is right, but she's still not right, because my brother has not meant what she is feeling right now. And then same with my brother. Why am I giving you this example? Yes, I'm giving you the example because my wife says your brother has to change. And my brother indirectly is letting me know that Mumtaz has to change. I'm telling you, when she came to Canada, my brother was godfather for her. What he has done for her and for my family and for me, she cannot pay back ever, I'm telling you. So she's so grateful to him. At the same time, she has this inner critical voice which keeps telling her that I don't think he values me. I don't think he respects me. I don't think his values match my values, etc., etc., etc. A big drama and story is in her head. And my brother probably has a similar kind of story and drama about her in his head. And there is fireworks. And both of them are saying, why don't you change? Why don't you speak differently? Why don't you behave differently? Why don't you have a different kind of opinion? Because it is not only impacting me, it is impacting my children also. That's what Mumtaz keeps saying. Are you getting what I'm saying? I am sure you have these kind of challenges in your life also. All I'm trying to tell you is both of them are not changing, and they will not change till the last day of their life. So then how do you deal with such a person in your life whom you love? But you can't even have him the way he is. And this is what needs to be understood, that first of all, we have to start stopping ourselves, asking for a change. There is some disturbance here, so please take care of, make yourself mute. Stop asking for a change. Whatever we will resist will persist. So the first step is to embrace the situation. First step is to embrace the thought that is going on inside our head right now. Not accept, embrace. And the moment you will embrace, you will realize, and now I'm giving you the fundamentals here, you will realize that, oh, I have the thoughts. I am not the thought. I have the feelings. I am not the feeling. Because my thoughts keep changing, but I am the same here. So therefore, I am not the thought, and I am not the feeling, and I am not my behavior. So the moment you will begin to distinguish that who I am is different from my thought, from my feelings, from my behavior, at once the power of that particular thought, which is controlling you, and now you want to control it, will reduce. It will go down. So now you will see your thought as somebody outside you objectively rather than subjectively. And now you have power to deal with that particular thought. So I'm saying we will not control the thought. We will learn a way to become free of that thought as we go along. And if you have questions on that, talk to me more on this. Let me ask you a question. How many of you can see, and I don't know if the chat box is open, and then you can at least give me a thumbs up. How many of you can see that you and I have a little voice inside us. Close your eyes for a moment. Close your eyes for a moment and listen to that little voice. Close your eyes and then find out what is it talking to you right now. I want you to listen to that little voice. If you agree with me that yes, we have that little voice, the voice which I say, uh, the other word for that voice is, it's voice over. This is a voice over. You are sitting here relaxed and the voice over comes and says, Amin, you shouldn't be sitting here watching TV. You have to do some work. But let me watch TV. No, you can't watch TV. You have to work because you promised yourself. So you start doing work and the voiceover says, how much will you work? Watch a little bit of TV. You see, this voiceover will also contradict you. Although you consider him to be your savior and you consider him to be your counselor and then you think he's your lawyer, but unfortunately that lawyer will keep giving you advices differently at different times, and then you will say, but you told me to work and now you're saying watch TV. How many of you can identify that you have that voice and what is it telling you? Would you like to write down here as to what that little voice is telling you? Can I read here? Give me a couple of sentences as to what it is talking to you right now. I want to read something. It's saying it is not possible in real world. Wow, good one. Inner voice says it is not possible in the real world. I overthink a lot. Yes. The voiceover is saying you can do it, or it is saying you are a failure, or you cannot change. It is saying, what is it saying? What is it saying? It is saying, I mean, you are boring. You are extending it too much. I'm getting tired. Come to the point immediately. Yes, no. Thank you for sharing this. This little voice is what we need to deal with. It is there. It is not ourself. What is meant by silence your inner critic? Do your decisions are driven by our inner critic only? Is the inner voice intuition? Beautiful, beautiful. This is exactly what I'm talking about, that there are two voices inside us. One is a little voice, which is our critical voice. How it has come about, let me tell you very briefly. And there is the real self, the intuition. I read that sentence which said that you do not have to create a new you. You have to just let go. You just need to go back to the old you. You don't need to create a new person with a new habit. You just need to go back to the old you, because the old you had none of those habits that you have right now, none of those patterns that you have right now. We have acquired it over a period of time. So we just need to go back to the original. And if you can go back to the original, chances are we will know how to deal with life. So yes, that little voice which comes out of our identity, which has come to us from birth, because right from birth we have been given messages from family, starting with parents, elders, society, teachers, culture, and now we think that that is who we are and that is how we need to live our life. But unfortunately, we have had less of positive thoughts given to us and more of negative thoughts. They are not negative, but we have taken it as negative. So now we are filled up with plenty of negatives inside us. Unfortunately, we also have a lot of failures in our life. So now those thoughts are full of those failures, that yes, I failed here, I did this but failed, I cannot do it, etc., etc. So now we are filled up with all those failures. And now what has happened is that instead of saying, if you, let's say, fail in your business, if you fail in your school or university, if you fail to make money, if you even fail in your relationship for that matter, instead of saying that I failed once in my business, we end up using the statement, I am a failure. What do? Instead of saying I failed, we say I am a failure. And so what if you have failed 10 times in your life? You will not say, I failed 10 times in my life. What will you say? I am a failure. And what happens is, why do we say that? It is because, number one, a child is told in the first 5 years, I will not spend time asking you the question as to how many times a child is told no. In the first 5 years, the survey and the research shows a child is told no 431 times a day, 431 times a day in the first 5 years, each day, which means in the first 5 years, how many times have we heard no? 786,500 times. In India, 786,500 times we have heard no. Now, do you think the child is capable of saying that, it was not actually a no, it was for my good? When my mother said, don't eat chocolate, eat milk, eat good food, don't eat junk. My grandson, my daughter tells him, don't listen to Nana and don't eat chocolate, or eat only one, not more. Why? So the grandson, Kai is his name, he says, yeah, it is a junk food. So he knows it is a junk food, but still he feels that his mother is restricting him from eating, and then therefore she doesn't like me, but Nana likes me. Nana gives me what I want. So these 786,500 no's in our life have created the notion that I am a failure, I'm not good, I'm not capable, and I don't deserve it. These are the notions that we have acquired from our childhood. We have no ability in the first 7 years to find out that no is not no, it is for my learning. Now, when you fail one more time in your business, or you fail in your class, or you fail in speaking right now, it will tell you you are a failure 786,501 times. So what happens now is that you're putting the pebble right in front of your eye. We keep the pebble right in front of our eye, and now that pebble looks like a mountain to us. It looks like a mountain to us, and when somebody says, hey, why don't you attempt this? Why don't you go for your dreams? And you say, how can I move? I've got a mountain in front of me. But it is because that pebble has come too close. It is 786,500 times we have been told you are a failure. Anyways, so if that little voice is there, the challenge before us is how to silence it, how to quieten it, how to become mindful such that we are in the present and not in the past or in the future. And therefore, this whole attempt is here to free ourselves. Let me quickly now take you through my slides so that I summarize what I'm supposed to do. Yes. Yeah, I will take you through my slides very quickly. I need to share the screen. We get people to share your answers. Yes. Is there any question till I get my share screen on? Yes, Javed, Shifa, Zishan, Mohammed, Nokia. Yes, please go ahead and ask your questions very quickly. Yeah, whoever would like to go, just unmute yourself.
Hello, everyone. Am I audible enough?
Yes, you're audible.
So my question is that while I was giving the entry test for the university, so I got admission in a BS program, and it was a 4 years program. Am I audible?
Hello, Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Yes, I couldn't understand your question.
So I was saying that I got admission in my university, and it was a 4 years program. So
Okay.
nobody pressurized me to take this field. It was my own desire.
Okay.
But after taking the field, I'm currently in my 3rd year, and still I'm regretting on my decision. Like my inner voice is telling me that you made a wrong decision. People other than you are making more progress, and you'll end up at an unproductive land. So these thoughts are swirling in my mind, and it's my 3rd year, and I don't know where I will end up. And these thoughts are making me feel that I am doing nothing in my life, and because of these thoughts, I'm not making any progress in my academic year.
Okay. What's your name?
My name is Alina.
Amina?
Alina.
Alina, thank you for raising your question, for sharing. Alina, let me tell you one thing. You are a very, very powerful human being. The fact that in today's session, because you have been listening to me, these questions came up in your head, and you said, Amin is saying, bring the unsaid into said. So you have raised this question. You know why have you raised this question? You have raised this question because it is one of the most important question in your life today. And then you are struggling with it. Have I made the right choice or have I made a wrong decision? Have I made the right choice or have I made the wrong decision? Listen to my language here. And I'm telling you, I need to have a little more time to talk to you. And if need be, we can talk to each other individually to make you understand as to why do you have this particular struggle going on in your head when you think it was your choice. I will raise this question to you that there is a distinction between choice and decision. And I'm asking you the question, is it your choice or was it your decision? Did you make the choice from your intuitive self or did you make the decision out of your critical voice that told you, yeah, go for it because there is money. Go for it because everybody thinks it is good. Go for it because your parents asked you to go for it. We need to go deeper into this, but all I want to tell you right now is that you need to be with this question and ask yourself, am I struggling simply because what others are telling me, or I need to listen to my voice and find out for myself whether it was the right thing to do or not. I must say one thing to you here. Regardless of mentors in your life, regardless of your parents and well-wishers in your life, take this one thing from me. You know, I earlier said, you are here neither to agree nor to disagree. Why did I say that? I said it because whenever I say something to you or anybody who tells you something, listen to it without agreement or disagreement. Take it on in your life. Apply it. And if it works, carry on with that advice. If it doesn't work, drop it. Like you select a jacket. You go into the store, wear the jacket, you like it, but you don't like the color, drop it. You like it, but you don't like the fitness, drop it. Until you come to a jacket which both is good in color and also the fitness. One sentence I'm giving you. You are the best expert about yourself. Nobody else is a better expert about your life. The only thing you need to learn is how to listen to your intuitive self, your inner voice. And if you are with me, inshallah, we will learn this particular way to listen to our voice such that we do not struggle unnecessarily. Most of the time we are struggling because we are saying, what will people think about me? How will people perceive me? Will they approve of me? Will they like me? Now, these are the questions which are there in your head. And I'm saying that you need to learn that. But for future, thank you for asking the question. Thank you for being so courageous. I love your spontaneity. I love the fact that you're courageous. You do not have the fear in life. And then hopefully you will not have any fear stopping you from achieving your dreams in life. Thank you. Is there something that somebody wants to say it very quickly? Because I do not have much time and I want to take you through some of my slides very quickly. Yes.
I wanted to say that my problem is overthinking. Like, I cannot stop overthinking and doubting everything someone says or what I do, like more like trust issues. How do I learn to trust?
Okay. How do I learn to trust?
Yes. Like, how do I learn to trust that I took the right decision?
Beautiful. I think you have raised one of the two most important things in life. And one of the challenge in our life is overthinking. Overthinking, and that overthinking creates problem like overeating. And when you do a lot of overeating, what happens in your life? You become lethargic. You don't feel like getting up. Why? Because you have overeaten. Now, just as overeating creates lethargy in your life, overthinking also creates lethargy in your life, number one. Number two, overthinking is there because you have a big problem of asking for approval from people. And because you have a big issue of wanting approval from people, you end up trusting people who you don't need to trust. And then because you want approval and you want people to like you, you end up trusting the wrong people. When you end up trusting the wrong people because you want to get liked, you find that, oh my goodness, I suffered because of listening to this person, and you lose trust in that person. Now, losing trust in that person is fine, but now you started saying to yourself, I can't trust anybody in life. And therefore, it is very important for you to first deal with the real issue beneath the issue of trusting. And that issue of is, how do I deal with the challenge of not wanting to look good in life? Right now, you know what? You have already taken the first step of not wanting to look good by showing that you are looking bad, by taking the risk of looking bad in the eyes of people, that you have a problem of not trusting people. But thank you very much. I love people when they share like this. You all are great. I know others will not have the time to share, but if you have that kind of power, I'm telling you, you are on your way to your destiny. Last one, very quickly, last one. And if you're not there, no worries. Let me go ahead.
10 minutes left.
Yeah.
People go.
Okay.
So get programmed.
Yes. So what I will do is I will take you to my slides right now very quickly, but I want to let you know also about something that you can be with me in the next 2 weekends. And then if those who would like to go, they may go. And those who are willing to stay will continue for another 15 minutes or so and then complete my session. So the biggest issue in our life is, I wish I had the courage. I wish I had the courage to, I can't read it myself. Yes. I wish I had the courage to live that was true to myself and not worry about what people will think about me, is the biggest issue in our life. And we wait for transformation to happen in our life. Now, this is very, very critical. People wait for the transformation. So if transformation occurs at the age of 65, it is not a transformation. I was an angry young man at the age of 25, but I waited till 65 for not to be angry. That is not transformation. Transformation is transformation when it occurs at the age of 25, when you need it most. Our problem is our life is full of fear, and the pain is not enough for us to go for that transformation. So all I'm saying is that in future, when you will be with me, I would like you to start getting ideas and insights from our conversation. And remember one thing, when somebody says something to you, those ideas are like slippery fish. If you don't spear them with a pencil, they get away. That is what Nightingale says here. So I would want you to keep taking down notes on the insights that you get out of this conversation and reflect upon it to make a life out of yourself. First, I will take you through my program details. And that program is all about this particular notion. And that notion is that when you go on a walk, something happens without being spoken. Either you adjust to their pace or they adjust to your pace. Very, very profound statement here. And the question asked is, whose pace have you adjusted to? The survivor or the sage? Survivor is the critical voice, and the sage is your intuition, is your real self. And I'm saying, can we learn to come out of the water by listening to the sage rather than the survivor? Then chances are the question will not arise whether have I taken the right course, am I going for the right dream, etc., because the sage has advised us. I was going to ask you to look at these 4 areas. And I was going to ask you to do this in the webinar, but we won't have time. So let's do it after the webinar. I want you to list down 3 reasons which has not allowed you to be what you are capable of in one of the 4 areas. You see, there are 4 areas I have listed here. One is your relationship, time and money, health, and then career or your vocation. So somebody asked a question about career. You might be having an issue of health. How do I take care of my health? And you may be having an issue of money problem, time problem, and you do not have freedom. And of course, most important, you may be having an issue with relationships also. I want you to pick up any one of them, not 4 of them, because you will not be able to deal with all 4 of them. So just take one of them right now and write down, please write down. Do not negate me. Do not undermine what I'm saying. Put down 3 reasons on a piece of paper, maybe in your journal. And today put down 3 reasons according to you, which has not allowed you to flower, which has not allowed you to blossom, which has not allowed you to achieve what you want to achieve in your life. In any one of those areas, please put that down, because it is important that you not only have clarity, but you have focus in your life. I'm inviting you to be focused in your life and just take on one of these areas right now. Put down 3 reasons which you think have come in your way. And those reasons could be your inner critical voice. It could be your confidence level. It could be your a level of your fear. It could be your non-clarity about what you want in life. It is about you not sure whether you can achieve such a big dream, etc., etc. Or it may be about you saying, I'm not good enough at all. Or it is because somebody else tells you and you're listening to that person who says you're not good enough. Whatever be the reason, it can be the reason of your finance. It can be the reason of your health. Whatever be the reason, just put them down. And inshallah, we will deal with it in the future. That is that a real reason or a created reason by you, and therefore you have not achieved what you want to achieve. Yesterday in my webinar, I was talking to some Afghani people, and one of the women got up and said, I have done a big compromise in my life. And what was the compromise? She said, today I am now 60-year-old or whatever. And in my younger days, I wanted to study and go for higher studies. But my family responsibility and my financial troubles did not allow me to study further. And I said, do you have a regret in your head for that? And she said, yes, I still have that regret, because people die with that regret. I said, did you need to do that compromise? And she said, yes, I had to do that compromise. And immediately from the program participants themselves, they said, no, you can still do it today also if you want to do it. She was giving a wrong reason, wrong excuse for not achieving what she could have achieved and what she can achieve right now. And then instead of taking on the responsibility, she basically compromised and thought she's not big enough to achieve what she wants to achieve. Our problem is Jung. You have heard the name of philosopher. He says our big problem is we play small, and we play small such that our feet is too big to fit into the small shoe that we are walking into. Jungian philosophy. Our feet are too big to fit into the small shoe that we have. You see, you and I have stopped looking at ourselves as a possibility that can achieve whatever we want to achieve in our life. We have become very small. Our inner voice has told us you can only achieve so much. Jitni chaddar hai utna hi pair phailana. I learned it from my grandfather. This is all humbug. This is all stupidity that we give in to our inner critical voice. Write down 3 reasons. We will deal with those reasons in future. Coming back to our program. And then I'll give you 4 steps so that you don't go completely empty about how to deal with your inner voice. And then those 4, I'll give it to you after telling you about my program. And then those who would like to continue being with me will continue for another 15 minutes. So I'm starting a program next weekend, and I've kept it small this time, only 2 weekends, so that people who do not have time, I will manage my curriculum part 1 in those 2 weekends. We will have 4 sessions, Saturday, Sunday, 15, 16, 22nd, 23rd. We will probably be there for 2 hours, but if you are with me, just as you will pay for this particular program, I want you to pay with your time also and keep yourself free for 2.5 hours, maybe 3 hours, because I would like to complete my curriculum in those 4 sessions. And this time I am going to only deal with one area of our life, which is called effective in relationships, being effective in relationships. And we will tackle that one issue right now. I have listed 4 areas. In future, we will take the second and the third area as well when we go along. This particular program should cost a way, way higher than what I am asking you all to pay. But I have really, really subsidized it. In fact, even more than subsidized, I have made it an early bird discount as well. So that anybody who has a problem of saying, no, but I don't have that kind of money, I want to take care of that problem and then remove it from that person's life. Because whether you agree, whether you will see this or not, I am giving you this program simply because I see this as part of my destiny, as part of my vocation, as part of my meaning in life. I would like to touch as many people as possible. And I'm telling you, I'll give you 5 minutes to some of my old participants. Let them share and tell you what that program is all about. Hopefully you will get some sense as to what they've got out of the program. So we'll have this program for about 2 weekends, 4 sessions. And just last night I said, I'll give a bonus session. And what is that bonus session? It is 22 lessons for the year 2022. We will go through 22 lessons that we need to bring into our life to become truly, truly great, truly powerful, and then really achieve our dreams in life. So probably we'll have 5 sessions altogether in this particular program if you were to enroll yourself. If you have a problem of money, come back to me. But I have made it so inexpensive. Hopefully you won't have that problem. The real cost is $97. Those who can afford it, I would like them to pay 97 or 6,000 rupees. Early bird discount, I have brought it down to $37 or 2,000 rupees. And if you do not enroll by tomorrow, the price will go up to $47 and 2,500. I am not here to convince you for this program. Though you may think that I'm selling myself, yes, I am selling myself. Why am I selling myself? Because if I see that somebody needs my support, if I see that the doctor sees that, yes, there is an illness, the disease that needs to be cured, you think the doctor will keep quiet and say, no, I do not want to really push myself on that particular patient of mine. No, he will regret for the lifetime if he sees that that particular need is there and then he's not doing something of it. So I will go out of my way to enroll you. I will ask my participants to go out of their way to enroll you. Why? Because only when you will see that this is something that you will get millions, I'm telling you, in terms of your life's happiness and success, $37, $47, and $97 is dirt cheap. So I'm inviting you to be with me if you have big questions in your life, and if you can afford to give your time, not money, time. Because somebody said, whatever we earn in life, 80% we should spend as per our budget, but 10% we have to spend to give it to others, and the other 10% we have to spend on ourselves. If you follow this particular principle, this technique, chances are you will find that you will be far, far larger in your life, materially as well as spiritually. But if you will say, no, I don't have that kind of money to spend on myself, and I don't have money even to give 10% to others, I'm telling you, you are missing out on one of the fundamental universal laws that is expected out of us as human beings. So as a human being to human being, I would like you to be with me, if possible, and be with me. And then I will give my very best to make sure that you end up getting what you are expecting to get out of this program. Can I ask one of the participants to share and let you know what you will get out of this program? I think that will give you an idea as to what you will get. And by the way, if you want to enroll, in the chat, you will see the link, and we will also send you an email for you to enroll yourself. So let's have some participants sharing and giving you an idea of what you will get out of this program. Who would like to go? Anybody, any of my old participants who would like to go, please raise your hand and share. Yes, Fauzia.
Hello, sir. Yalimadad. Hello, everyone. Sir, it is always something to listen to you. It is something new every time I listen to you. I always get something. And about the program that we went through last year, it was like almost 11 months that I've been with you. I've been talking to you. And so I'll share one incident that happened in my life. Yes. Since I was talking to you. Yes. So I'm married since 10 years now, and I've been dealing with some marital problems that are very common. So things like my husband always compares me to his mother. Whenever I cook something, he compares that, my mother cooks better. Even though his mother doesn't live here, we live in US, they live in India. So it was always there. So I thought that even after 10 years of my marriage, every single day of my life, I have to prove myself that whatever I do, cleaning, cooking, taking care of children, taking care of house, every single time he compares me to his mother, and my mother does it better. So after 10 years, every single day, I thought that how much do I compete? Like, how do I deal with this situation? I feel like a failure because 10 years, every single day of my life, I have sacrificed myself. I've done nothing about me. I've done nothing about my growth. I've given everything to you. And then I'm still there competing, and I'm still a failure because your mother is the best. So, and the simple questions like, aaj khane mein kya hai? And then I would say like, dikhta nahi hai? I'm so miserable. I have 2 small kids. I'm taking care of my 2 small children. My house is a mess. Main 2 din se khana nahi khai hu. I have not taken the shower. And you still ask me ke khane mein kya hai? Dikhta nahi hai? And then he would indirectly tell me that his mother was better at managing the household with 2 children. So I came to Amin sir, and I told him that, please get me out of this mess. I cannot live with this man. I cannot live in this mess. Get me out of it. And Amin sir told me that it must be that whatever you're saying is a story. And I'm like, it's right in front of my face. 10 years of my life, I'm living through it. It cannot be my story. And Amin sir said that it is your story. And then he explained the concept about the stories linking back from the childhood, 0 to 7 years old. So I thought, so I trust Amin sir wholeheartedly. And when he said that go back, I went back. Okay, fine, whatever Amin sir says, I will follow it because I really want to get out of this. So I went back, and then I realized that I have an elder sister who is much more smarter, much more intelligent than me, and she is the topper. Even if she doesn't study, she is a topper. And I have to study so hard and to get the first rank. I still used to get the first rank, but I used to study so hard and just to compete with her. And even in school, teachers used to compare me that, तेरी बहन को देख और तुझे देख, तेरी बहन की handwriting देख और तेरी handwriting कितनी गंदी है. Look at your sister's marks and look at your marks. So every time there was a comparison. Even in my family, there was comparison. Your sister is better than you. So then I related that it was the competition started from there. I had the notion of competition that, I have to compete to be better. So when I got married, and then I have, so naturally my husband would remember his mother's food, remember his mother's lifestyle. So whenever he said, when I give him good food, I can cook all the cuisines in the world, but he remembers salan roti of his mother. And then I say, kya hai yaar, main itna acha khana banati hu, and you don't say anything about this, and you remember that. मैं इतना कर करके टूट पड़ती हूँ, and then you still remember that you don't say anything about me.
What did you get out of the program? Just give us very briefly.
Yeah, so what I got is, it was my story in the sense के मेरी मम्मी खाना अच्छा बनाती है, so that's it. मेरी मम्मी खाना अच्छा बनाती. That doesn't mean कि मैं खाना अच्छा नहीं बनाती हूँ. Even if you don't say that, it doesn't mean that I am a failure. So when I completed my past with my sister and my competitive nature, I came back here, and now when he says कि मम्मी खाना अच्छा बनाती है, and I very lovingly, since I completed my past, since I completed my competitive nature, I very lovingly smiling tell him, isn't she the best? अब आएंगे ना तो तुम जी भर के उनके हाथ का खाना खा लेना. I don't compete.
Thank you. Fauziya, what you're saying is that in some sense, with those distinctions and with those principles that we have discussed in the program, you ended up getting a level of freedom that you did not enjoy earlier.
Absolutely.
That you were reacting in life most of the time to what he was saying and not able to respond to what he was saying. That
Yes.
you were giving meaning to what he was saying, which was not really his meaning, but it was a meaning that was coming from your childhood. And that pattern was getting repeated unnecessarily. And even if he meant it, the issue is, why do you give power to others to trouble you?
Yes.
Why can't you keep the power to yourself and say, yes, that is his opinion. I am at least giving you the food. Thank you very much. Say thank you. Be grateful that I'm giving you the food. And then if you do not like, please go and buy a burger. I don't mind it. But I am not going to trouble myself by saying to myself, I am a bad woman, a bad wife, not a good bahu, the one who doesn't know how to cook, and then somebody who will never get appreciated by anybody in the world, including my husband. Now, these are all the dramas we create by being a victim in life. Thank you, Fauziya, for sharing.
Sir, and the magical part is it gradually decreased. So since I started telling him that, your mother is the best, and wholeheartedly, I know your mother is the best. And then he started realizing maybe he doesn't even have the sense that we have transformed. He has transformed and I have transformed. He doesn't have any sense about it.
Wow.
And he gradually started appreciating me कि तेरा खाना अच्छा है. And he started, maybe he started realizing that your mother, I don't consider your mother as my competition. She's the best. She's the goddess.
Amin.
I am
Yes,
there.
yes,
She's there.
yes.
And then miraculously he started praising my food, my lifestyle, sometimes at least once, but still I'm grateful that he does that. And also he started appreciating my mother and my family, which he has
Oh,
never done in 10 years.
wow. You like what Fauzia is talking about here? Please give her a big hand. Please share in the chat what you like about what she's saying here. But you know, Fauzia, you are amazing. I cannot understand 1 year ago, you could have even opened your mouth in front of a group of 300 people. Today, you are
Never.
exposing yourself. You don't care. Today, you know, everybody has that problem, but they are coward. You are not a coward. You can talk about it. And you know, you use that word. This is what I want everybody to take today in this particular session. She used the word miracle. I promise you, miracles are possible. Miracles are possible when you enroll and not convince people. Miracles are possible when you have the fundamental approach to life where you're saying, I am good and the world is good. You have to have that approach in life. It is your mindset. She said something that I am transformed. He is not. But you know something? Everybody is hungry for transformation. Everybody is hungry for transformation. And your transformation will transform them. And you know, he was not fighting against her. It was his ego, his male pride, his need to show off that I'm the boss of the house and that you are so good, but I have to put you down in order to look good in my own eyes. He had those problems of his own ego. But the moment when Fauzia did not allow her ego to come in, and she said, Amin, your mother is best. She did not say it in a tone or in a condescending way. No. Mothers are good. Yeah, even my mother is good. She cooks so very well. And then if I say anything against your mother, it is like saying against my mother. And Fauzia, when she realized that truth, that I don't need to react and I don't need to let my ego talk to his ego. When she dealt with her ego, the other ego also came down. You see, what happens is when you will not attack the other person, stop playing the game. When you don't play the game, how long he will keep bowling at you? You are not playing, you're not standing there. He will get tired of bowling at you. The only way to deal with life is let him play the game, you don't play the game, and then hopefully he will also bring down. And who knows, he will start appreciating you. I'm telling you, life is magical. Life is miraculous for people who have gotten this. People who don't get it, 95%, 99% of people, they suffer painfully. And I'm saying there is no need to suffer. There is no need to live a life which is full of regret. By the way, while she was saying something, I want to give you one more line. Keep this in front of you. We teach people how to treat us. This is one more big principle in life. We teach people how to treat us. Whether you like it or not, you teach your husband to treat you the way he does. Whether you like it or not, your husband is responsible for making you the way you are. Whether my mother likes it or not, my father went to sleep for his whole life in depression. She is the best woman on this earth. She is bigger than any mother that I can have experienced in my life, though I can't experience other mothers. While she being such a great woman in the family, everybody loves her. She was the most sacrificial woman in her life. Mumtaz keeps telling me, if your father got into depression and did not take on the responsibility, it was because your mother was the cause for his depression. Now we were aghast. How can this be possible? Yeah, my mother took all the burden and responsibility. Now you're blaming her for my father going to sleep and not working at all in his life. But no, I'm now beginning to see we teach others how to treat us. And I'm not saying we need to put people down. All I'm saying is no need to be a doormat. And you know, some people think doormat is somebody who's submitting all the time, somebody who's always giving in, sacrificing. No, not those doormats. Even we are doormats. Very intelligent people are doormats. We are doormats because we listen to people. We give power to others. We are doormats because we end up making decisions to get liked by others. And that time we are a doormat. I'm inviting you, start living your life. Stop living others' life. Stop living neighbor's goal. You and I have the power. And I was reading this Henry Ford, and he says that one of the biggest mysteries that human beings can discover, biggest mystery, and the biggest surprise that you and I can have in life is that we are capable of doing what we are afraid to do. What is he saying? The biggest surprise any human being can give to himself, and which is true for him also, he said, that you end up doing what you are afraid to do. I'm inviting you to take on life, not be afraid anymore. You are the best expert. I will talk a little more about how to generate that intuition, how to let that real voice come about, so that you are sure, you know this is your destiny, you know this is your born for, you know you have a very, very unique voice, you have a unique eye, and you have the unique fingerprints. Yes or no? You know that now I can open my cell phone with my fingerprints. Why? Because it is unique. I have a unique voice. Only I can say what I can say in this universe. And I have a unique eye. Only I can see what I can see. These three things are very unique in human beings. I'm inviting you to start realizing that and go for it. It's never too late in life. And this kind of conversations, I'm telling you, by God, this group has been amazing, who has been with me for the last 6 to 9 months. We have been sharing like Fauzia did. Can you see how powerful she is? And can you see, while it is the most sensitive thing, now you see, you say, but this is happening in everybody's life. And now you start respecting Fauzia rather than saying, how can Fauzia talk about her husband and in her not so happy relationship with her husband? I'm telling you, this is an opportunity for you to become bold, to become courageous, to take on life, to not stop with your inner voice that tells you to stop and stop taking risks in life. I'm saying, let's fail, because when you will fail, you will understand what failure is. And like Thomas Edison said, that I have tried 5,000 times to discover electricity, and I've learned how 5,000 times you cannot discover. And then within a month, after that particular media talked to him and gave the interview, within a month he discovered electricity. And what a blessing he has become to the mankind. Can you ever imagine us talking like this today on webinar if electricity was not around? I am telling you, you and I are capable of. I do not know what I am capable of. You do not know what you're capable of, but we have to be in this journey. And in this, one of the things that is required is that we have to be with the right kind of community if you want to go ahead in life. When you are alone, that little critical voice will sabotage you. When you are alone and lonely, it will depress you. It will destroy you. It will tell you, no, give it up. Now you are old enough. Now watch TV. Now read books. Just do, relax, etc. Why do you want to take on any more in life? It will tell you that. When you are in a community like this, mashallah, each one of us will encourage each other. These are one of the 4 things that I would have expected you, which I'll tell you now in future. What are those 4 things? But I'll give you the 4 steps that we need to take to deal with the inner voice. But one more sharing before I take you to those steps, so that people who would like to leave, they can leave. Yes, who would like to go? Amir?
Sure. Hello everyone. Assalamu alaikum and Yali Madad. आज ये सेशन अटेंड करते हुए मैंने देखा काफी लोग पहली बार सेशन अटेंड कर रहे थे. Am I audible? Yes.
Yes.
And मुझे वो दिन याद आ गए जब मैंने शुरुआत की थी अमीन सर के सेशन से, प्रोग्राम से. It was, during Corona time when I was going through a very difficult time in my life. And मैंने अमीन सर से बात की. I was connected with अमीन सर. और उन्होंने काफी मुझे मार्गदर्शन दिया, प्रोत्साहन दिया. और पहली वैसे तो बहुत सी चीजें इस सेशन में मैंने सीखी है जिसके लिए मुझे एक सेशन लगेगा. बट पहले तो मैं अमीन सर का बहुत तहे दिल से शुक्रगुजार करता हूं कि उन्होंने मुझे बहुत कुछ, हम सबको, नॉट ओनली मी बट दोज हु हैव अटेंडेड हिज सेशंस हैव बेनिफिटेड अ लॉट. और उसके बाद हमारा एक अपने आप में एक कम्युनिटी बन गया था. एक अपने आप में हम एक दूसरे से भी सीखते रहे और अभी हम जुड़े हुए हैं. तो चंद बातें जो मैं शेयर करना चाहूंगा. तो सबसे पहले कि जो मेरा पहला सेशन था, अभी जैसे आप में से बहुत जन का वीडियो बंद है, उसी तरह मेरा भी वीडियो बंद था. और मैं बंद वीडियो रख के अपना सेशन अटेंड कर रहा था। और जैसे कि बहुत से आप में से बहुत से जनों ने ये शेयर किया कि बहुत से थॉट्स आते हैं, निगेटिव थॉट्स आते हैं, ओवर थिंकिंग है, हम इससे कैसे डील करें। तो उसी तरह मैं भी अपने दिमाग के अंदर विचार चल रहे थे कि डू आई लुक गुड, मेरा बैकग्राउंड अच्छा नहीं दिख रहा है, उस वक्त मैं कहीं और रहता था। तो ऐसे अनेक विचार थे और मेरा वीडियो मैंने बंद रख के सेशन अटेंड किया था। एंड आज आप देख सकते हैं कि इनके सेशन अटेंड करने के बाद मैं कॉन्फिडेंटली आप सबसे बात कर रहा हूँ।
ब्यूटीफुल।
और जैसे कि थिंकिंग की जो बात है, जो अमीन सर ने आज सेशन में शेयर की है, कि ये मेरे दिमाग के अंदर के विचार है। और ये सेशन के जरिए शायद एक बार सुनने में से ये आसान भी लगे या आपको समझ में ना आए, लेकिन सेशन अटेंड करने के बाद ये काफी क्लियर हो जाता है कि जो भी हमारे दिमाग के विचार है, इट्स द कंटेंट ऑफ माय माइंड, एंड आई gain power, I become conscious of those thoughts, and then I gain so much power that I decide whether to act on it or not.
Beautiful.
और ये हम सबको ऐसे विचार आते हैं, और इसमें अलग अलग हम बोलेंगे कि गंदे विचार है, अच्छे विचार नहीं है, या कभी डिस्करेजिंग विचार है। इसी तरह एक फेज ऐसा आया था मेरे लाइफ में, और कभी कभी मुझे गिव अप करने के थॉट्स आए हैं। इफ आई मे शेयर, आई ऑल्सो हैड सुसाइडल थॉट्स। और ये सेशन अटेंड करने के बाद मैं इतना कंफर्ट हो गया था अमीन सर के साथ कि आई कुड फील कंफर्टेबल टू शेयर विथ हिम कि सर मुझे इस तरीके से विचार आ रहे हैं। और ये शेयर करते करते मुझे एहसास हुआ, और ये जब विचार भी आया, क्योंकि ये सेशन भी मैं अटेंड कर रहा था, उस दरमियान मुझे एहसास हुआ कि ये मेरे दिमाग के अंदर के थॉट्स है। एंड आई एम अ डीपर बीइंग, डीपर देन the thinking mind। जैसे कि आज अमीन सर ने बोला सेशन में, आप में से कुछ लोग ने शायद मिस किया होगा या कुछ लोग को ये पकड़ में आया होगा कि इट इज थिंकिंग। ये अमीन सर सेशन में हमेशा बताते हैं, इट इज थिंकिंग, और ये दिमाग सोच रहा है, और आई हैव अ पावर। और ये सारा पावर जो है, ये कॉन्फिडेंस, मैं आपको गारंटी देता हूं कि अगर आप ये सेशन अटेंड करेंगे, क्योंकि वी हैव टू बी विथ इट फॉर सम टाइम। आप ये सेशन में यही थिंकिंग के साथ आप के साथ आप जब कुछ समय के लिए जुड़ जाओगे, तब आप में ये रियलाइजेशन आएगा। ये इट्स नॉट समथिंग यू लिसन टू मी नाउ एंड यू विल गेट इट। ये जैसे कि सर बोलते यू हैव टू गेट इट। तो वो आप सेशन में रहोगे, कुछ समय के लिए जुड़ जाओगे, तब आपको ये एहसास आएगा और आप समझ सकेंगे कि यस, आई एम अ डीपर बीइंग, डीपर देन दिस थिंकिंग माइंड। और इसके अलावा मैंने बहुत कुछ सीखा है, बट और बहुत कुछ हम आपस में जुड़ भी गए थे, और हम सीखते सीखते फिर आपस में हमारा एक कम्युनिटी जुड़ गया, और हम लोग भी फिर आपस में छोटे छोटे सेशन लेने लग गए। कैन यू बिलीव दैट? हम जो जुड़े थे एक सहमे सहमे से, हम शुरुआत में कुछ सीख रहे थे, नए नए कॉन्सेप्ट, फिर अमीन सर ने हमको इतना प्रोत्साहन दिया, इतना कॉन्फिडेंस दिया कि फिर हम छोटे ग्रुप में आपस में सेशन लेने लग गए। आई एम लाइक वाओ। So thank you so much to Amin sir and everybody in the community who gave this space to me, so that I could come forward and be myself. So thank you so much. There is a lot I have learned which I would love to share, but I would definitely love to listen from others. And thank you so much, everybody.
Amir, thank you very much for sharing. Amir, you are not just courageous, you are not just powerful, you are also beautiful. The video that now you're putting it on tells me that the beauty doesn't lie in the skin. Beauty is in the spirit. You will fall in love with Amir. You know why? Because he was talking from his spirit. And when the spirit speaks, you fall in love, It is not the physical dimension that makes you beautiful. When you are vulnerable, when you are sharing from your life, and can you see the confidence? He in the passing said it to all of us that he had those suicidal thoughts. Now, this is not a small thing in life. And he is so honest right now. He had it. He may still have it again, but now he knows he's way, way powerful than the thought, than the resistance that lies within us. He's become powerful. He knows now how to deal with it. He knows how to come out of the water now. He's not afraid of going into the water now. And then Amir knows that I'm always there behind him if ever he needs me, that the group is there with him in order to bring himself out. But the best part is Amir has acquired the approach to deal with this issue now. He is not into motivation. He is not into positive thinking. He has actually realized, wow, these principles are the most powerful. The ontological dimension is the most powerful that can bring about a transformation in a moment. It doesn't take years. And then first time when he spoke to me, he may not have got it, but by being with me for the longer duration, I can see on his face the charm, the light, the beauty. And then I'm only saying, if you have any of those issues, I promise you, they'll go away. Not because of me, but by the community that will get created in future that will be together. So I think we have had two sharing, but Rubina, do you want to say something? And Taslim, very quickly in one line? Or somebody else?
Good evening.
Yes, Taslim.
I'm sorry about the video is off. The first seminar I had attended of Amin Virani was in 1998, and the word that hypnotized me was breakthrough. So that those entire 2 days, I was like asking myself, "Mera breakthrough hua? Did my breakthrough take place? Did my breakthrough take place?" And then the breakthroughs have taken place since 98. I have been attending all the seminars till date. There have been many learnings. Initially, it was completion that I was very, very influenced with, and I have completed myself, and I've seen the results. Recently, when I have also been facing a lot of life problems, and the best thing about these seminars are that online you get a lot of learning, but offline also, Amin sir makes sure that he's available for us. And I've been having a one-to-one sessions as well with him, where we discuss that let's identify what is working in life and what is not working in life. Once we identified what was not working in life, we decided, let's see if we can control it, and if there are things which we cannot control, let us just keep quiet about it. So so the I just this is the ending. I like there have been many things that I've learned from you. I just want to end by saying that recently I was able to counsel a very close friend of mine. She has been facing marital issues with her mother-in-law since the last 20 years.
Oh.
25, 30 years. And
Nice.
I was able to convince her by the seminars that I've attended that if those things would have not occurred in your life today, what you're experiencing would have not
Wow.
been the fact. And she was so full of hatred, but now she's able to see at least what I'm trying to show her.
Beautiful, beautiful. Taslim, thank you for sharing. Taslim was one person for the last 20 years. She's with me, but she was not speaking the way she's speaking today. She has taken a long time to do this, but finally, she's become courageous. Finally, she's saying, I don't need to look good in people's eyes. I need to live my life. And then the point that she's making right now, actually, when you give advice now, that advice is most relevant for your own self. So when Taslim gave this advice to her friend, that listen, whatever that relationship has been, it has been for you. You know the principle that she was talking about? She was talking about the principle when if life happens to you, it doesn't happen to you, it happens for you. Life does not happen to you, life happens for you. Remember this. My father, although he became depressed and then my mother had to work and I had to struggle and to study and to become whatever I wanted to become in my life, life has been for me and not events have not happened to me. At that time, I may be very unhappy with my father. My brother is still unhappy, it looks like. Very angry man he is. But I have realized that because I used to talk to him for hours and hours till 2 in the morning, so that while he is awake at night and he was hitting my mother because she was not listening to him, I stood up and then I sat down and listened to him. That listening ability gave me my vocation, my this whole new vision of life, that I can listen to people. I can listen and inshallah, hopefully can contribute also. So today I'm thanking my father for being the way he is and then made me suffer and go through the pain that he made me go through. But today I I've emerged victorious. Life has happened for me, not happened to you. If you are going through challenges in your life, Taslim is saying life is happening for you. You can't see it at this particular point in time, but in retrospect, someday you will see, wow, thank you very much. Hazri Imam and Aga Khan, to those who do not know Hazri Imam, he said that people in East Africa who were kicked out of Kampala today put a garland on his photograph in the house. Why? Because if you had not kicked us out, we wouldn't be here in Canada and America, and then our children wouldn't have gone to these universities, and today we wouldn't have been where we are, because we would be happy with our own stores in Kampala, making money, enjoying the weather, and being the boss up there. But you brought us here, so thank you very much, Idi Amin. You will thank, be grateful. Be grateful. Everything is happening for you, but you need to make that crisis into an opportunity. But to make an opportunity out of it, you will have to start listening to your intuition. Right now, you are only listening to your critical voice. And therefore, we need to prepare ourselves to be free of that critical voice and then let that real self talk to us. And then, inshallah, you will go places. All of you will go places. Rubina and Sidra, do you want to say very quickly, or your hands are just raised like that? They are not there, I think. Are you there, Sidra? Yes.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Do you want to say something, Sidra?
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead, Sidra. This group is very patient. We will listen to you.
I'm audible?
Yes, you're audible.
Okay. So I'm from Pakistan, and I did my bachelor's degree in psychology.
Okay.
And then, can I speak in Urdu?
Urdu mein baat karo. I think most people understand, and I'll translate if they don't understand, and if they want me to translate it for them.
Okay, thank you. मैंने अपना BS ग्रेजुएशन किया था, उसके बाद मैं डिप्रेशन में चली गई थी। इसकी वजह से नहीं, क्योंकि मैं सब्जेक्ट ये रखा था, क्योंकि मोस्टली लोगों का ये कहना था कि सब्जेक्ट ऐसा रखा है तो इस वजह से शायद ये प्रॉब्लम फेस करना पड़ रहा है। बट मुझे पता था कि ऐसा नहीं है, क्योंकि मुझे इस फील्ड से बहुत ज़्यादा मतलब इस फील्ड का बहुत ज़्यादा मुझे पैशन था कि मैंने इस फील्ड में आगे जाना। तो उसके बाद कुछ अरसे के बाद ये मुझे असल में कुछ मैं मेडिकल इश्यूज की वजह से मैं डील कर थी, बट मैं किसी से शेयर नहीं कर पा रही थी। एंड ये मुझे प्रॉब्लम था ITP का, तो बचपन से ही मैं जो फेस कर रही थी वही मुझे दोबारा उसका अटैक हुआ था। तो कुछ अरसे के बाद जब आहिस्ता आहिस्ता सबको पता चलना शुरू हुआ, तो मैंने ये इस प्रॉब्लम के साथ मैंने डील किया। मैं मतलब अंदर ही अंदर बहुत सारी चीज़ों के साथ डील कर रही थी। मुझे नहीं समझ में आता कि मैं किसी से क्या कहूँ और क्या नहीं कहूँ। तो जाहिर है कि फैमिली को इस चीज़ का पता नहीं था, तो उन्हें ये लगता था कि शायद पता नहीं क्यों इस तरह से, क्योंकि मुझे मूड स्विंग्स भी होते थे, तो मैं एकदम से मूड मेरा चेंज हो जाता था। कभी मैं खुश होती थी तो कभी मैं अचानक से मैं सैड हो जाती थी और बिल्कुल अलग हो जाती थी। ज़्यादा मेरा सोशल सर्कल भी नहीं रहा था। इवन कि अभी भी मेरा सोशल कॉन्टेक्ट्स बहुत कम है। फ्रेंड्स के ग्रुप्स हैं और सब में मैं बहुत कम चैट करती थी। तो अभी भी मेरे साथ यही इशू है स्टिल। आई डोंट नो, जब भी मैं चैट करने के लिए जाती हूँ तो मैं चैट नहीं कर पाती। कहीं ना कहीं मेरे अंदर ही कुछ क्रिटिक्स चल रहे होते हैं। मैं कुछ खुद अंदर चल रहा होता है कि नहीं, अभी मैं इनके साथ डील कर रही हूँ, मतलब सम काइंड ऑफ नेगेटिव थॉट्स के अगर बाद में मैं नहीं कर सकती डील, तो फिर क्या फायदा ये अभी दोस्ती रखने का। और एक्सट्रीम लेवल यानी
yes
so
Sidra, I get what you're saying. I'm just very amazed that you are speaking right now in the group, while you have that issue.
Yeah.
And Sidra,
sir,
yeah, go ahead.
बहुत अरसे से ये सब चल रहा था। तो देन सबको ये भी हुआ क्योंकि मुझे शौक बहुत ज़्यादा साइकोलॉजी में आगे जाने का, और क्योंकि मुझे हेल्प करना थी लोगों की, इस फील्ड से रिलेटेड जो लोग थे उनकी हेल्प करना थी। फिर जब मैं खुद अपने इस डिप्रेशन में चली गई तो फिर एक प्रॉब्लम मेरे साथ ये भी फेस मुझे करना पड़ा कि सब लोग मुझे ये कहते थे कि अ, तुम कैसे साइकोलॉजिस्ट बनोगी, या तुम कैसे साइकोलॉजिस्ट हो, तुम्हें डिग्री साइकोलॉजिस्ट की मिली है तो तुम खुद इस प्रॉब्लम में हो, तुम खुद को ठीक नहीं कर सकती। तो मेरा ये क्वेश्चन था कि क्या एक जब डॉक्टर बीमार होता है, डॉक्टर की तबीयत खराब होती है, उससे कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है, क्या वो खुद अपने इलाज के लिए खुद तो नहीं करता ना, उसको भी किसी ना किसी की हेल्प की जरूरत होती है, तो किसी दूसरे डॉक्टर के पास जाता है।
Yes.
तो क्या ये बुरी बात है कि अगर कोई साइकोलॉजिस्ट के साथ कोई प्रॉब्लम हो जाए तो वो नहीं कर सकता?
In fact, Sidra, you are the most suited for taking on that particular profession. You know, when you are battle scarred, when you are injured, when you have gone through that particular problem yourself, then you are able to relate to people who have a similar kind of challenge in your life. So Sidra, I can see that you have heard them and you get impacted by what they are saying, but at the same time you are questioning that they are not right. And I'm telling you, they are not right, Sidra. You will have to figure out for yourself that in fact, whatever you are going through is creating your experiences, and your experiences are going to really, really help people who will have similar challenges in life. So Sidra, for the time being, I'll only say one thing to you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for asking the question. Sidra, I'm telling you, take it from me, you are amazing. If you want to become Fauzia, if you want to become Amir, if you want to become like the rest of the colleagues who have now the confidence to take on life, Sidra, be with me if you can be. If you have any issues, talk to me, but be with me, and then chances are we will make sure that you go places. Thank you, Sidra, for sharing. Yes.
Another one thing, there's another one thing.
Okay.
मेरा question है, because you are so एक्सपीरियंस, तो क्या मैं फर्दर इस फील्ड से रिलेटेड, अगर मतलब फॉर एग्जांपल कि मेरे ये सब सुन के बातें मेरे दिमाग में भी ये बात आ गई है कि क्या मैं इस प्रोफेशन में, क्योंकि मुझे करना है इस प्रोफेशन को आगे, तो क्या मैं इस प्रोफेशन में आगे कर सकती हूँ एज अ, अगर इसके लॉज हैं साइकोलॉजी के भी कि हम जब डील करने के सिचुएशन में हो तो हम कर सकते हैं, तो अगर मैं डील करने की सिचुएशन में हूँ तो क्या कोई ऐसा ये बात तो नहीं होगी कि मैंने पास्ट में इसको फेस किया है तो मैं आगे कैसे डील कर सकती हूँ पेशेंट्स के साथ, ऐसा कोई प्रॉब्लम तो नहीं है?
Sidra, I know you're asking a question. मुझे अच्छी तरीके से आपको जवाब देना होगा to really understand what is stopping you in life. For the time being, I will only say, Sidra, thank you for raising the question. Be with the question. Don't give it up. And I'm telling you, the answer will come to you. You are the best expert about your own self. Let the answer emerge. It will emerge. But the best part is you are now in the domain of asking the question. Be with it. You will get your answer, or be with me and we will discuss it together. So thank you, everybody. I don't know if Rubina or Amin.
Yes, I couldn't speak because I couldn't unmute myself. Hello, everybody.
Okay, hello.
Hi. So I will, you've chosen the perfect person for the last question because I talk very fast. Okay. So I just wanted to share that something that has really transformed me is whenever something happens or whenever somebody's saying something, the first question I ask myself is it a story or is it a fact? What is happening right now? And then my conversation takes on from there. So no assumptions, no drama. And language. I've learned to talk slower. Yeah. I was very short-tempered, and I've controlled that.
Yes.
I used to get very frustrated, and that doesn't happen so often. So I'll share two things very quickly. Just yesterday, I was at my friend's house for lunch, and she looks at me very confused, and she goes, Rubina, something has really changed, even the way you said something the last time. And she couldn't remember what I had said. And I just looked at her with a grin, and I'm a bit naughty. I'm a bit of a teaser. So I said, oh, is that so? In my mind, I'm thinking, picture to bhi baki hai beta, because I don't want to tell her yet what's going on, not just yet. And another thing I wanted to share is about Fauzia. It is really funny, just to be on the lighter side. I have the complete opposite situation. I've been divorced for 10 years and my ex always asks me the question, what have you cooked? And before, my temper used to go rocket high. I used to think, and all the stories used to come flooding back. And I used to think, what is the problem with this man? But now what I do is, it's actually the opposite, because he really, really, really likes my food. He doesn't like his mother's food because they eat no salt, no sugar, khichdi, baby food, you know, the boring stuff. But the way I took it all the time is, why is he asking me this? Only to learn that, you know, he really wants my food.
Yeah.
And so now I just tell him very calmly, whatever I've cooked, would you like some? Yes, I'll send some. But that's the story. In the gist, I just wanted to convey to people who haven't been on your program before that you are amazing. It has definitely transformed my life. My sisters are on your session right now. They would not even believe that I've come on.
Oh, wow.
So that is the transformation.
Amin.
Yes, so thank you very much. And I'm looking forward to your other sessions.
Thank you, Rubina. Thank you. And Fauzia, take the advice. If you want your husband to appreciate your food, make him your ex.
Yes, exactly, Fauzia. Just put the X in there. The X means you've transformed 10 times over. You don't need this.
You
Go
don't
for
need
it.
to physically, legally make him ex. In the mind, to make sure that he realizes, oh, I will become ex of Fauzia. I better start appreciating.
Exactly.
Fauzia.
Pull up my socks. Yes.
But Rubina, I'm telling you, I'm so amazed at you. You are one big skeptic, I remember. You are one person who was, I think, I may be wrong, but you are in doubt whether you should be part of this particular conversation or not. And I think you can tell me later on, but I feel that you have really 360 degrees turnaround in the way you are talking right now. So whether it was your complex, it was your insecurity, it was your fear, whatever, you have overcome. Rubina, you are so good at articulation. You are so good at relating to people. You are so smart, so intelligent. And then it would have been a tragedy if you had not really opened up, not blossomed out. There is nothing right and wrong. Getting married is not right. Getting divorced is not wrong. That is the domain of our mind, our critical voice. What is right is what is working in our life. And if things have not worked in the past, now we know and we have the power to make it work if we want it to work. And if it is something that we do not want, we are now straight and we say, I do not want. Instead of saying, I could not do it, we will say, I did not do it. These are some very fundamental principles I'm talking about. People may or may not get it everything right now, but I'm very grateful to all my participants in the past. They have also helped me transform myself, allowed me to be in this conversation with all of you. And you know, it is in this sharing that we end up getting something, some lesson, some wisdom that universe wants us to learn, wants us to get, and then implement in my life. You know, I'm also scared. I am also afraid of doing so many things. And then occasionally I give excuses and reasons which are completely unfounded. But with this conversation, I realize, no, just say to yourself, you do not want. Be in touch with the reality. Say what's so. And then if you want it, you will have it. And don't worry about the fear. If you do not want it, be straight. You see, we do not live a life which is straight. Our problem is that. Let's start becoming straight in life. Let's become vulnerable. Let's become stressed. Let's become straight. I'm telling you, you are born for a purpose. There is a destiny waiting for you. Big things look big. Why? Because like that particular statement, I love that statement. Life by the yard is hard. Life by the yard is hard. Yard meaning a yard, a meter. So if you are going to take on the entire yard, life is hard. But inch by inch, it's a cinch. Inch by inch, it's a cinch. Cinch meaning very easy. So you take on inch by inch. Say to yourself, I will take only one step today. I will not worry about the whole staircase. Like another gentleman, freedom fighter said, don't worry about the stairs. Just take the first step. And in the fog, in the light, you can only see 10 feet, right? While you're driving, drive 10 feet, you will see another 10 feet afterwards. If you've driven in Canada, you would know that. In America, you would know. In the winter, you can't see beyond 10 feet, but you still drive because 10 feet is available. And once you clear that 10 feet, you will see another 10 feet. I'm telling you, trust yourself. Like Nelson Mandela said, I forget the exact lines, but he said, believe in the impossible, see the invisible, and trust the unknown. Trust the unknown. Regardless of your dream, trust him, trust yourself. Universe will come to you. You will get what you want, provided you want. If you're not getting it because you do not have a why you want what you want. What is the question? Why you want what you want. If you do not have a why, maybe it will not come to you. So hopefully in future, we will discuss more. Do we have the...
So Arifa really wants to share something. And can you just let everybody know that you put the recording on YouTube?
Okay, I think somebody has to share, and I'm going to put the recording on YouTube again. In case you have to leave, you will get those 4 steps that I want to give you. So please feel free to leave if you have to leave, but somebody has to share, and then I'll complete my steps. Arifa?
अस्सलाम वालेकुम सर।
वालेकुम सलाम।
सर मैं इंडिया से बात कर रही हूँ।
ओके।
सर मैं regarding my marriage life I try to talk with you.
Sure.
सर मेरी मैरिज को 4 साल हो गए हैं, 3 years हो चुके हैं सर, but in now my marriage is on the verge of separation. And I try my best to fulfill all the I mean हर conditions पूरी करी wife की तरीके से, लेकिन but my husband didn't respect me from a first year of the marriage. So sir, I want to, I think this is a good platform for me to discuss with you regarding this matter.
Ariba, you are unbelievable. Ariba, I don't know from where you are getting the strength to talk right now and ask your question, but Ariba, that tells me this is something that is deep down a very big challenge in your life. Ariba, I appreciate your question here. I can only say one thing to you, either in my program or later on if you want to talk to me, but we will need a lot more discussion on this particular issue as to why it has happened and how do you need to now deal with it. The answer will come from you. I will not give you any answer because I have no solution. I will help you to dissolve your problem. You will not understand what I'm saying right now.
Yes, sir, but I want, मैं चाहती हूँ कि ये हम दोनों की relationship break na ho. We want to continue, but I try my best at every time, sir.
Amin. But Ariba, there is something that you are not able to see about yourself and about your spouse, because of which this has been happening. We will have to really talk a little more for you to get the real issue up front, you know. Listen, I am one who believes that you can enroll anybody. I am one who believes that you can make the rock talk. Yes. I believe that you can make any relationship going, but I'm talking about relationship which is straight. I'll repeat, I'm not saying marriage is good and divorce is bad. All I'm saying is we have to be in a relationship which is powerful, and there is a way to be powerful in any relationship. And most of the issues are created because of ego against another ego. And how you will figure out your answer about how to deal with your spouse and how to get him transformed, I think first we need to talk about your own transformation, your own suffering. That yes, everybody gets the pain, but everybody doesn't suffer. You are right now suffering. So we will have to distinguish the pain from suffering. And then I will have to stop that for you to begin with. So Ariba, it's a long discussion we need. And inshallah, I'm there. We can talk about it. It's a very important question for you in your life. I would do anything to make sure that you get your answers from your own self. Thank you, Ariba.
How I can.
आप मुझे email करना. We will talk about it. Okay, Ariba?
जी sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, thank you to attend my question.
Sorry?
It's okay. Go on.
Okay. So now let me just complete the 4.
Just tell people we can send the
Yeah. So if you have any questions right now, either put it in the chat or send me an email. You have the email address in the chat here.
And don't post your email address.
And
People are putting their email
yeah,
address.
you don't need to put your email address. Just send me an email and then I will respond to you. So something that will help you are these small 4 steps that I'm asking you on dealing with your inner critic. Okay, so there are 4 steps generally recommended by psychologists. And then they are like this. That first of all, the first step we need to take when that inner voice is talking to us, who's critically looking at us and saying that you are so and so. So first of all, you have to identify that, yes, it is your inner critic and not your real self. It is not your intuitive self. It is come out of your past. It is based on your failures. It is destructive, and it will, the job description that you're given to that particular critic of yours is to protect you, to make you feel right, to safeguard you, and then to make sure that you don't make mistakes again in life. So it is helpful at many a times that it tells you what not to do, because you will get into trouble. But most of the time it is destructive, because it is telling you maybe you are not good enough. Maybe you don't have what it takes to become what you're supposed to become. Maybe you don't have the resources. Maybe your family is not going to support you in this, so don't take it on. Maybe etc. etc. You know, all those particular statements that the critic tells us. So first of all, identify that it is my inner critic that is talking to me. Having identified, what they say is that instead of saying I will never be successful, write down in your journal, you will never be successful. So if you're listing down what your inner critic is telling you, put down all the sentences that come to your head when it comes to your big projects, your dream. Just put it down. Just bringing it out will tell you, I have identified my critic. You know what is my big inner critic? My big inner critic is that you are a cheat. You are plagiarizing. Plagiarizing meaning taking somebody's content and then giving it to the world. It is called, what is the word for it? No, the word is, I keep forgetting the word now. Shelina knows the word. Shelina Kasam. Do you know the word? Imposter syndrome. Imposter syndrome is my big issue right now. So if I want to write a book also, that syndrome tells me you are an imposter, you are cheating, you are plagiarizing. Now I have to write it down and I'll say, I am not a plagiarizer. You are a plagiarizer. In the sense that now I'm not saying I'm making it an objective. Somebody else is saying you are a plagiarizer. So I'm distancing myself from that particular inner critic. So if I put down, not in the first language, but in the third person language, it gets separated from me, that somebody is giving their opinion about Amin. Amin doesn't have that opinion. Amin believes he is capable, but somebody else, like the inner voice, is saying you're not capable. Then you start responding to your inner critic by writing that instead of saying you are such an idiot, you write down, I may struggle at times, but I'm smart and competent in many ways. You see, we all are idiots at many times. So instead of saying I'm an idiot, I'm a bad person, I'm not competent, I'm not capable, I would put it down as, yes, I struggle at times, but otherwise I'm smart and competent in many ways. Now, this may look like a very simple statement, but it's a very powerful technique here, which I really approve of, that when I fail in my life, I don't say, oh, Amin, you are a failure from now onwards. What I say to myself is, yes, Amin, you failed, but you still have a sense. And if you get back to your integrity, and if you get back to your authenticity, and if you just cut all the drama that you create out of your life, and then once again look at this particular issue and approach it differently, chances are you will achieve what you want to achieve in life. So I say to myself, yes, I'm struggling, but I'm still smart and competent, and I know I'm smart and competent. But instead of keep saying I'm an idiot, I'm stupid, I'm not capable, that would have taken the power out of me, and then it would have stopped me from doing what I want to do in my life, including conducting these webinars. this imposter syndrome and this fear of conducting webinars on online was a big thing for me. But I have overcome. And how do you overcome fear? By walking into the fear. You overcome fear and the darkness by walking into the darkness, and you realize, oh, there is no ghost in the darkness. And then once you begin to get into the fear, my request to you is take on your fear. Exactly do what you're afraid to do, like Henry Ford said, and you will find you are capable of doing that, and that fear will disappear like this. I don't know what your challenges are, but you know your challenge. Take it on from tomorrow onwards, from today onwards, if you can. And the last step is that do not act on your inner critic. Remember not to act on the directives of your inner critic. It will give you some directives. Don't act on it. And then take action that represent your own point of view, something that is working in your life, who you want to be and what is your vision about your true self. Work on that. Don't listen to that inner critic. If it is not going to help you, it is going to sabotage you, it's going to destroy you. And when you will start operating against your inner critic, your critical voice will get louder. Don't take risks, don't take chances, but by identifying, separating, and acting against the destructive force, you will grow stronger and inner critic will grow weaker. So I hope you have got some messages today. I could only communicate as much as I did today. I hope you have got something out of it. You're grateful that you invested your time. Hopefully you will see me again in future seminars, which will be free. If you are not part of this particular commitment, which probably you can't give, I understand. Everybody do not have the time at the right time. So come to me later on in life, come to my free webinars. I'll keep conducting this series such that by attending those also, you will start becoming free of this self-sabotaging, self-limiting beliefs that we have. Remember one thing, this is the last thing I want to say today. Everything gets created at two levels. Everything is created twice. First at the level of thought, and then in physical reality. Fauzia is an architect, so she understands this, that she has to create first in the thought, whatever building she wants to create. Once it is created in the mind, in the thought, then you bring it into physical reality. This table was thought by somebody in the mind, in the thought, and then the table got created, right? This particular laptop and this internet was created in the thought. What is the challenge? Challenge is to recognize that right now your thought is dominating you. Notice what you are noticing is the first principle regarding this. Notice what you're noticing. Notice that are you right now in an expansive stage or you are in a contractive stage? Because life only gives you two options. Either you're going to expand or you're going to contract. There's nothing called status quo. You can't remain at the same place. So if right now your thought process is in an expansive state, you are powerful. But if it is in a contracting space, if it is contracting you, constricting you, then I'm telling you that is the first thing you need to attack and to make sure that the thought gets expansive. And thought gets expansive by your belief. Thought gets expansive by seeing something that you were not seeing earlier. And our program will help each other to see something that's generally we don't see. And once we begin to see from the right kind of lens, it is the lens that we need to shift. That lens will show us that the universe is good, beautiful, and it is friendly. Earlier, the lens was universe is bad. It is always stopping me. People are not supporting me. I don't have the resources, etc., etc. Shift the lens. If you begin to live a life in an expansive mode, you will start seeing resources coming from anywhere and everywhere. I'm telling you, miracle is the word. Miracles will happen. But believe in it. Trust in the unknown. But start taking the steps. Life by the yard is hard, but inch by inch, it's a cinch. Take the first step. Staircase, don't worry about it. And compound effect, it's the eighth wonder of the world, Einstein said. Eighth wonder of the world, compounding effect. That will take place in your life, in my life. But we have to declare and we have to come from a vision. You know, in this particular session, what I will do, or what we will do, we will explore what is my vision for myself, not about the general vision as to what people have to achieve. What is the vision you are born for? We will first ask that question, and I will help you to arrive at your own vision. And then we will create a map as to how to achieve that. And of course, then there is mentoring required, which I will be there to support you. And then finally, because you will have your own vision and you will have the map and you will have the step, the fourth dimension which is required in our growth is community, like-minded community. As I keep saying in my program, we are the average of 5 people we are surrounded with. Average of 5 people we are surrounded with. And when you come into this community, you'll be surrounded by powerful people who will help each other, support each other, and inshallah, we will all go to the destiny that we are born with. Thank you very much for being here today. Thank you, and keep in touch with me in some sense. If you can be in the program, please be. If you have any challenges, either of finance or time, let me know. Write to me or enroll yourself immediately. I would like to keep the group as small as possible, so I may stop also at a particular number so that I can deal with individually, because I want everybody to express, everybody to really participate, and everybody to get what they expect to get out of this particular program. So thank you very much. Thank you, Shelina. Thank you, Zulfi. Thank you, all those people who I see here, recognize, but I can't see all of them, for having supported me. Thank you, Bahadur. Thank you, Azmina. Oh, you all are so good. You all have pushed me into this. And I wrote in that particular WhatsApp, right, that I will push you and you will fly. Because in the beginning you will say, no, I can't come. I said, come forward. And you will say, no, I can't. And then like Rubina said, finally I came and you pushed me. But when you pushed me, I flew. You will not fall. I assure you that you are very powerful. You just need that push. So thank you, all of you who have supported me. I don't know the names here, Hussein, Taslim, some very powerful people are with me. I know one thing for sure, you all are there, I will achieve my destiny. I want to be for you so that you also achieve your destiny. Thank you very much. It has been more than 1 hour, much more, but thank you for being there. Thank you, all of you. And then if those who are not with me in the journey, I will see you after a month for another free webinar, as and when I conduct one. Yeah. Thank you very much.
Save our email so with more free webinars. Save our email address.
Save our email address.
For more free webinar details.
Yes. So look for my webinars, my emails for free webinars in future. And as and when you need me, just write to me. I'm always there. Hussein, thank you very much. I didn't give you the opportunity to share. I think Shelina, Kara also would have spoken, I'm sure. Yasmin would have spoken. Nazia would have spoken, but in future. But thank you for sharing. Thank you for being there. Thank you for making me alive and being alive. Thank you very much. Love you all. Love you all. Thank you. See you soon.